I can't take it anymore, not anymore. No one said that this would get easy. No one said this wouldn't get hard. Brush it off and roll up your sleeves now. It's a shot in the dark till you get what you want.
Welcome on back to Spike College Football Show. Week 8. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Johnny B. We're back. We're better than ever. And for the first time ever, we are on a new platform. We're on TikTok Live. We're on motherfucking TikTok Live. Suck my balls. We're on TikTok Live, you motherfuckers. Let's fucking go. Let's rock. We're here. We're working on the comments. You know, we're trying because we're new. But thank you for everybody for, real quick, all the LSU fans that have brought us over to 1,000 friends and more than 1 million fucking hits. Guys, we have over 1.4 million hits on that fucking video. Thank you very much. Welcome in. Let's fucking go. Tyler, take it away. Rob, take it away. The good-looking one's not here, of course. The one time we're on TikTok, he's not here, but whatever, boys. What's up?
It feels good to be viral.
I mean, I did 11 hours last Saturday. Got 2,600 people.
I did 9.5. So, you know, I stuck it out with a fucking child. It was a lot of fun.
I think I did an hour, maybe 2.
It was a good hour. And it was also a kick of the dick at the ending because it pushed the Hawaii-Boise State game. That sucks.
But everybody joining us on TikTok now, please like and follow us. Go follow all of our stuff on YouTube. We are Spike College Football. The Asian one, yes, we are a little racist here, but not too racist, just a little. The Asian one is Rob. He's very smart, very analytical. The good-looking one with the Virginia Tech hat is Tyler. He is our behind-the-scenes guy. He does all the bullshit to get the thing going. I am Johnny B. I am the talent. I am social. I am the big mouth. And then we don't have the good-looking one that brings in women because he's probably banging his wife because she's hot too. So that's what happens.
He's probably banging his wife and in the foundation that they just broke ground on.
Yeah, so he's not going to be here, but he'll be here next week, probably.
That's how they break ground.
I hope he does. But let's talk college football. What happened last week? Tyler, what games do you want to talk about last week before we move on to the slate right now? By the way, I did take Florida State. Just so everybody knows, I did take Florida State on this game on the money line because I'm an idiot. But I also lost a lot of money tonight because the Dodgers won. But I had to bet against the Mets because that's when they win. Where did Tyler go?
Wait a minute. The Mets won tonight, right?
Yeah, and I bet against them.
Got it. It made it sound like you bet on the Dodgers.
No, I did. Every time I bet on the Dodgers, the Mets win.
Let's get the fraud talk out the way, eh? Penn State and Drew Aller, half their quarterback room. Tyler Warren, the other half of the quarterback room. And them barely escaping against USC.
Yeah, I don't think USC is very good. Penn State's not very good. USC should have won that game. Good for Penn State for winning a big game, I guess, but they're not. I'm not going to think that they're anything until they beat Ohio State or until they beat Michigan.
That's not a big game. It's not a big game at all.
They beat a 7-5, 8-4 team. Congratulations. You beat Iowa with an offense. So you beat the offense of Iowa. Good for you.
Yes. You beat West Coast Iowa.
You beat a defense that literally could not account for one player, and he's the tight end. 44. Real easy to spot him. It's the same number twice.
If I don't understand how they can't cover just a tight end ever.
They left him wide open.
Yeah, it was pretty
He
fucking
didn't make any contested catches.
Pretty fucking bad.
All right, let's get to the difficult talk now. Freaking Oregon, Ohio State, and that I think game of the year now. I think it has usurped the Alabama game from earlier.
What did we really learn about these teams? That their defenses aren't very good, but they have great offenses, and they're both kind of really good teams. I don't think you can write either team off. I think they're both really good teams. They're both playoff teams.
They're both
They're
playoff teams.
They're both top 5 teams. Their defenses are both not great. It's going to be who can get to the quarterback. I mean, or who has the ball last in the playoff. That's what it's going to be.
Here's the thing. In both this game and the Alabama-Georgia game, we went into bizarro world where nobody followed any fucking conventional wisdom for football, and it did not help them every time. And yet it turned into a very entertaining game because it was, oh, I didn't expect that. Why would you go for 2 twice? And on the very first drive, Ohio State literally stole 7 points because it was a literal interception that they didn't challenge. And I don't know if Lanning would have been able to challenge that or not, but I would have fucking challenged it right away. Your guy came out with the ball in his hands and was like, what the fuck? You don't have a challenge flag in college football? Like, I know it's not a red like flag like in the NFL, but like you can challenge the play. And even the fucking announcers were like, I don't know why that wasn't looked at twice because that was very clearly not a catch. And the defender came down with the ball. Oh, never mind. Ohio State just scored a touchdown. That was the start of the game. Like, so by all intents and purposes, Oregon should have won by 10 points just from kicking 2 extra points and getting the interception to start the game. So that wasn't a good football game. It was an wildly entertaining game. But to me, for both that game and for the Alabama-Georgia game for different reasons, that was not good football at all.
No. But it was true.
But I think, like I said, the only thing we really learned about that game is that those are 2 playoff teams with great offenses that if a defense can get to their quarterback, it might be a hard day because they can't stop anybody.
Nobody seems to have defense, though. Alabama, Georgia let Mississippi State score 31 points on them with all true freshmen.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We can talk about that egregious crime spree of a college.
That was insanely bad.
I refuse to talk Georgia, Mississippi State. That is ridiculous.
I mean,
but we got to talk. We do have to talk one game, guys. I didn't realize this either. Our colors are kind of the same. Maybe that's why people like us from there. But that LSU comeback, because I keep telling you fuckers, and you keep picking them, Lane Kiffin doesn't win big games or close games. And again, he chokes a game away to LSU, who they were winning the entire game. And that's what he does. That's what Lane does. I don't know who else picked LSU. I did. And somebody else.
You and JC did.
Yeah, because we're intelligent. Because, guys, Lane Kiffin.
Oh, you want to go there? What was the record for last week?
Bro, I'm talking about the real important games, not the bullshit shit. But listen,
I fucking ran a perfect game.
Rob, you know better, and you should have picked LSU. You know you should have, because you hate.
I could not. And watching the game, I mean, Nussmeier is not a good quarterback.
No,
he's not a good quarterback.
He is not good.
And the whole fucking game, again, if the announcer's calling you out for it, it's really bad. They were literally saying for 4 quarters, why is he not running when the fucking he keeps trying to force the pass into whatever. 51 passes, at least 10 of those he could have scrambled. Did not, refused to scramble the entire time. Does he have fucking Shedeur Sanders syndrome where he wants to try and get drafted? No one's going to draft you, bro. You threw 2 picks against fucking Ole Miss, who doesn't have a defense.
I think that's also part of the reason why we are still viewing this as bad football, because it's bad football.
But we have to give it to the crowd. They fucking brought it, and in that 4th quarter helped them out a lot to get them back in that game and win that game.
No, 100%. But it was not even good football. It wasn't smart football. There was no intelligence in any of these fucking games that we've been talking about. Like, nobody was just, and maybe I'm being, whatever, fucking, I don't know, trying to assume too much of people who are getting paid more money than I will make in my lifetime to fucking make decisions. But fucking use your brain. I don't know what to tell you. Just, again, if the announcer who's making maybe $100,000 a year is telling you, the fucking coach, player, whatever, who's making at least $500,000 over the course of your football career / coaching career, to do something because it's blatantly obvious, maybe you should do that. But they keep not doing it in all of these games. We were switching between the games, and I watched the literal, like 3 different games. They kept calling we're going to pump left, and then we're going to throw a slip screen out to the right, because literally nobody in the entire country knows how to cover that play, apparently, because every fucking team ran it. USC fell for it to, guess who, number 44, one of 17 times they left them wide the fuck open. But then you switch to the next game, and the next game, and the next game. They keep doing the same goddamn play over and over. How is it that nobody sees this? This can't just be me.
I will say, I know, Rob, you bashed Nussmeier. I want to get back to that real quick. You did bash him, but on that game-tying drive, what a fucking throw. For that touchdown, that 21-yard post, that was an NFL caliber just fucking zing. I mean, he hit it right in between the linebacker, right over the linebacker, right in between the safety, that was a perfect fucking throw. So
I will give him that. Now, here's the thing. We're on TikTok Live with all of our fucking LSU friends. They're not a good team right now. I'm not saying that they're a bad team. They're not a bad team.
They're not
but
number 8. They're not.
1 out of 51 throws is NFL quality is not good enough for you to say, let's bring on fucking Alabama or Georgia, whoever the fuck ever. Like, come on, guys.
They might lose. Honestly, they might. This is going to be, if they're a good team or not, it's going to get determined this week when they play at Arkansas. That is a tough fucking game to come back. This just seems like a letdown spot. I don't think they're going to lose, but this could be a very big letdown spot right now.
That's the thing. The rest of their schedule, they're playing tough teams. Not at the beginning of the season, but every week, every fucking team can drop to any fucking team. That's the beauty of this year so far, is that literally nobody is safe. Which is great, except when you root for a team that's undefeated, like me. We'll get to that in this week. But Arkansas is a huge letdown spot. Then they got to play at Texas A&M. Then they're at home against Alabama. Then they're playing in the swamp. Who knows what the fuck will happen there, right, Tennessee? And then Vanderbilt's not a cakewalk, and Oklahoma to end the year.
Yeah, they got tough. They're going to have 3 losses by the end of the year.
That's the thing. If they end up more than 500 over the next 6 weeks,
they're a good
and
team.
Nussmeier's the guy the whole time, I will change my tune about him. But I don't see it. He's too inconsistent right now.
Rob, you did say, we got to move on from that. But speaking of, you did say one of the games I want to go over.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt's for real. I mean, Vanderbilt won wire to wire after the biggest win in program history. Went wire to wire versus Kentucky and just won. I know it's only Kentucky, but that, again, we talk about letdown spots. What a huge, huge win for Vandy.
Their fucking quarterback. I mean, so they say he's 6 foot tall. Bullshit. He is not. He's 5'10", 5'11" if we're being generous.
He's 5'11" with 2-inch cleats.
And he got the shit kicked out of him, and he just kept fucking going.
Bobby is a fucking stud. He's a fucking stud. Their whole team.
I'd be surprised if he could walk the next day.
Their whole team. If there was a name for him, it'd be Grit. That is the Grit team of 2024.
Yes, and I really hope for that program, because I really do like. Again, I like the perennial underdogs. That's why we fucking stand South Carolina on this every single goddamn time, whether they win or not. Vanderbilt right up there with them. We just want to see them tough it out. And
since you
build.
already brought it up, you guys all laughed at me last week, and they were like, "Oh, Alabama's gonna." It's only South Carolina did exactly what I thought they were gonna do. I didn't think they were gonna win, which they didn't. But I did say this is a huge letdown spot. In South Carolina, this is the game that they always win. They didn't win, but is Alabama bad? Or is every team just like, I think every team is just good and every team's beatable. And I think the parity is really coming.
It's there. Sellers, he's not that guy, at least not right now. I'm not saying Milroe is that guy, but Milroe threw 2 picks. He had a worse game, and he still was like, give me the ball. I got this. Like, his confidence was never shaken. Sellers, you could see, even though he played a great game, that he was not ready for that moment. And so it just,
I don't know if you could say that because he threw the touchdown, and then
He
they
did.
did conversion. But then they got the last drive where they got the onside kick, and then he just that was just a terrible drive because they got the batted down ball, and then they're wasting time. But I thought he played the second to last drive. He stood in there and made some plays.
Yeah, no, he did. He did. But like I said, you were going to need to play perfect football to beat Alabama.
No, you're right. You're right.
And so that's what sucks is that when you're Alabama, when you're fucking Milroe, you don't have to play perfect football. You just have to continue to believe in yourself. And he has done that, even though he's clearly not a Heisman because his talent is out there. The intangibles are there. He will keep coming at you. Milroe's not going to quit on you. So it sucks because South Carolina played an amazing game. But even during the game, I think South Carolina only had, according to this anyway, one spot where they were like, oh, they could actually legitimately win this game. And then the rest of the time it was, no, Alabama's going to win. Doesn't matter if South Carolina comes back. Doesn't matter, whatever. Like, according to the probability thing, I don't even know how they calculate that. It was just kind of we don't know how they're going to do it, but Alabama's going to pull this shit off. And they fucking did it. It's just like,
are we missing any other games we want? I think we hit every game. Oh, the Tennessee Florida game we'll hit real quick.
Yep.
Pathetic.
If Mertz doesn't get hurt, Florida wins the game, which is kind of pathetic for Tennessee. But I have a little theory, and we're going to talk about that theory when we pick the games this week. So I'm not going to dive too deep into that.
And then Colorado.
Texas, Oklahoma. Everybody knew Texas was going to blow them out.
It was a matter of by how much. But
are you guys okay? I know Colorado lost, and a lot of teams were on Kansas. A lot of people were on Kansas. But even with the loss, and they were down like 5 of their best 5 receivers, like everybody was hurt for them, and they still only lost by 3, and they probably should have won. I think Colorado's making a bowl this year. I'm not saying they're a great team. I think they're making a bowl, and I think they're better than most people expected them to be this year.
For year 2, this is a very good team. But because of all the hoopla, because of all the fucking circus and everything else, it feels like Colorado should have won every single fucking game this year, right? And it's only because of the hype.
And they could have.
Well, they couldn't have beaten Nebraska. That wasn't going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
But every other game on their schedule,
like they could win every game the rest of the year, and then they could also lose every game. The Big 12 is so fucking volatile.
But so is Colorado. Like, Colorado's like the poster child for how volatile this fucking conference is. And they're not even that extreme in terms of being that volatile as a team, like watching the football being played. But all of the off-field bullshit makes it more intense, right? Because there's just so much more scrutiny.
I mean, Kevin Durant, John Wall, 14 different rappers that I don't really know. They were all at the game. Everybody's at a Colorado game. And you know what? They still performed. Like, I'm not gonna bash them because they actually looked with all those injuries, they look good. So I'm not gonna bash them. I'm
not saying that they don't perform well. Like, again, they want the hype. This is what they signed up for. They want.
I say that they're actually backing it up more than the media wants to admit.
Yeah, no, they are. I'm saying more, far be it from us to be considered part of the media. I'm saying that in general, they're a good 4-2 team. Like, they're a good football team, but they're not the best thing since sliced bread or whatever. For a team that was did they win a game 2 years ago? I think they won maybe one game 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is a really good rebuilding step, but because your coach is not saying we're rebuilding. No, he's like, we're winning now. We're winning. We're fucking hyping it up every goddamn week.
I think if
that's what makes it weird.
I think if they get to a bowl game and win a bowl game, it's a fucking absolute knockout of the park for year 2.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But that's what I mean. Like, if you get bowl eligible in year 2 and you win a bowl game, that's incredible.
I think maybe Deion's going for shooting at the sun and he's going to hit the moon, and that's good enough. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what his strategy is.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. Like I said, I would take that for fucking Miami for most of the last 20 years because we don't win bowl games. But I'm saying that
your team and my team both don't win bowl games.
We don't. But like, if you look at the rest of the Big 12, I mean, they're as good as West Virginia theoretically. You know what I mean? Like
they're better than Oklahoma State.
they're better than Oklahoma
They're
State.
better than Baylor. They beat Baylor. Like they're better than teams, and then they're probably right there even with Kansas State. They're probably just as good. They're right there with Texas Tech. They're right there with Utah. Like with Utah because we don't know what quarterbacks. You know.
No, we do now.
Well, yeah, he's out for the year. But I'm just saying, it's very. They if they win the division, it wouldn't shock me, and if they finish sixth, it wouldn't shock me.
It's Isaac Wilson's show, but that'll come later.
Tyler, how are we doing on TikTok right now?
I've been tapping the fuck out the screen, and I've gotten 3K in the likes column.
There we go. Let's go. Keep tapping that fucking screen. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitch. We are on – what else are we on, boys? We're on YouTube. A bunch of others.
X.
That old gimmick.
The old chestnut.
For everybody, we will be live streaming again on X tomorrow. I'll be live streaming. I think the boys might join me for the night game, right, boys? You guys might come in for the night games.
That's my plan.
Okay.
That is my plan as well. Once I get home from work.
I'll be probably streaming the second. I'm gonna be doing the 3 o'clock on. So we'll probably go another 10 hours tomorrow streaming. So let's get fucking ripped, ready to go. I might take the 12 o'clock off because it's just gonna be me and I have the kid. So cut me some slack. But we will be doing live streams all day tomorrow. But let's get back into it, guys. Let's do picks. Tyler, this is the best part of our show is when we do picks and we make fun of Rob, even though he's doing great.
All right. Yep. We do make fun of Rob because he's actually doing great.
Yeah, not because he's Asian. Again, we're not racist. It's because he's not doing great.
Thank you. I'll be here all season, fucking destroying these motherfuckers.
Just so we know, just so we get into it, Rob. Rob, you were at 67% in first place. JC is right there, though, at 65.
He is.
TA is at 63. And if you want to follow my picks on TikTok, you can, because ask this guy right here, Tyler. I've been hitting over a plus 200 every game. Every week I'm hitting a plus 200 winner for you people. Sometimes it's a plus 900. My picks are only 56%, but we're not going to talk about that right now because that doesn't matter. Because if you live bet with me, because I am the live bet king, all I do is win no matter what. And last week, Tyler, we flipped a lot of cash last week on the live stream. If the people were following up my picks, they would have made over $300.
And actually have the ability to cash out in a book, which would have been
make sure you cash out when I cash out though too. Just I'm not like everybody else. I don't have diamond hands. I want money hands. Not that I'm not going to be holding out. I'm not going to hold. I'm going to sell that stock when it's at its highest that I know, and I'm going to sell that bitch. I don't hold for shit. But let's talk games, Tyler. Let's go through these games. This is the part of the show, everybody, where we just go through and we pick the games of what's going to happen this week. And this is not by the spread. This is only who is going to win.
Right.
This game just kicked off an 8.5 point favorite or 8.5 point dog in Oklahoma State in Provo against number 13 BYU.
I'm not picking against BYU anymore.
Yep.
BYU. I'm not picking against them. I've never picked. Actually, you know what's going to happen? They're going to lose tonight, and I'm probably going to bet Oklahoma State on the money line right after we get off. But I've picked against BYU every single week, and I've lost. Speaking of losing, Florida State is getting kneeled out again by Duke. Florida State's
by Manny Diaz. He's got their number.
Duke's about to become eligible, and Florida State's about to become uneligible for a bowl game.
You hate to see it. Couldn't happen to a better program who fucking said they needed to leave the ACC because the ACC wasn't good enough for them. They can go fuck themselves.
Rob, who you got in this game? Are you taking BYU too?
I'm going to take BYU. Their defense last week gave up a lot of yards to, I believe it was Arizona State, right?
Yeah.
Scrappy fucking team. I like Arizona State a lot, but they couldn't score like anything. That was the thing. Is Arizona State barely could kick field goals, much less get a touchdown against these guys.
Wasn't that game on the road?
So that was in Provo last week as well.
There's a
And they're
But
back
if
in Provo
I
today.
would actually
Like,
pick Oklahoma State here, but they're just not showing any signs of life at all.
right. And I'm saying that I don't see Oklahoma State scoring a lot on this team. I'm not saying BYU is going to score a lot either, but I don't see Oklahoma State putting up points because Oklahoma State's offense not as good as Arizona State's, in my opinion.
I think
And
they're switching quarterbacks too. I think Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma
well,
State
that might help them actually.
starting their fourth stringer that started in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in 2022 against Wisconsin.
All right, next game.
Oh yeah, I'm going BYU too.
Yeah, Tyler, you're the BYU king. We know we're good.
You know where I'm going. In Provo, we trust. Do you want to go? Because you have the other two games that are going. Do you want to go there quickly?
Go ahead.
Then we'll go to number 2, Oregon in West Lafayette. Currently up 21-0 against Purdue.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I mean, we're going to pick this game. We're all going to get wins here, but we're all going to take Oregon. But I did throw $10 on Purdue because it might have been a sleepy. I'm picking Oregon. It could have been sleepy. This could have been but Purdue just doesn't have an offense, guys. They're playing really good on defense. Actually, they're playing very well on defense. They're limiting Oregon's opportunity. There's no pulse on offense, guys, at all.
It would be a different story if Purdue wasn't turning over the ball every other drive. But
So I will say that Purdue, even though they didn't win last week against Illinois, and it was like 50-49 and this big fucking thing, and they decided to go for 2 to just really end the game right there. I admire the balls, but that was basically a moral victory as far as I can tell for Purdue. And this is still a letdown spot, even though they didn't actually win, right?
Yeah,
how are you supposed to carry that shit over?
It's kind of a letdown spot for both teams.
That's what I'm saying, is that I would
I mean,
normally
Oregon's
agree with
kinda
Johnny of like the letdown spot, but Purdue let it all out on the field last week, even went for 2 to fucking win. I would never have picked Purdue in this spot because it's kind of a letdown, even though they didn't win. Had they pulled it off against Illinois, 100% a letdown spot.
But if the thing is, if Oregon had any sign of offense in this game, Oregon's kind of sleeping their way through this game. I mean,
it's mid-third, and they're definitely running the clock. It's definitely but we touched on it earlier. Florida State plus 3.5 at Duke. We're all taking Duke for the easy win. Yeah.
I was taking.
Well, it's already final, so that's what I was hoping we could skip these fucking games. But I was going to pick Duke anyway because Manny Diaz can beat Florida State. That's what he does.
That's what I wrote in the fucking thing anyway.
Yeah, Manny Diaz just can't beat Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say Manny Diaz could do anything else, but he can beat Florida State because he's a Miami guy.
Where the fuck did you? There we go. All right, we'll go with the big noon kickoff. My team. I'll correct the spread because it's up to 6.5 now. Nebraska in Bloomington at Indiana, number 16 in the nation.
Listen, they don't get Fox is there.
It's big noon kickoff.
So Big Noon Fox is there, and also Barstool's there. So they have 2 pre-games at Indiana. Good for Indiana. And you know what? Tyler, I know your team is good, and I want to ride, but I thought that they would be better. And I kind of really like Indiana here. I love the coach. I love the quarterback. I'm going to go with Indiana actually pulling off a big win here for their program.
Do you want to respond, TA, since I know who you're going to pick?
I mean, the stat I'm really hanging my hat on is that Indiana plays a lot of zone. They haven't really had to bust out any man coverage for anyone significant. And Dylan Raiola tears up zone defenses. And I'm hoping that happens.
Quick question: Is this Nebraska's first real road game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Indiana here. That place is gonna be fucking packed. Listen, everybody going to the game. Gotta go to Kilroy's on Kirkwood, KOK. It's gonna be fucking lit in that stadium. It's gonna be fucking I think Indiana wins.
No, TA? Okay. Tickets as low as $127.
I was
It's
waiting.
Bloomington.
It's gonna be bumping.
It's going to be bumping. My biggest thing here, TA, is Indiana scores points.
Duh.
Now, they haven't, I mean, Maryland, they put up 42. I don't know if that's good or bad, but just they've averaged like over 40 points a game every single fucking week.
I'll
So,
report with we're the only FBS school that hasn't allowed a rushing touchdown all year.
right. And so, my whole thing at this is that if the score gets anywhere close, because I think the over under on this is,
Last
What's
I
it?
checked, 46.5.
yeah.
That's going way over.
And that's the thing, is that if the over hits, and it really should in this game, then y'all are in trouble. So I am going to imagine that they're going to be able to pull this off. Also, a stat that just popped up here. Nebraska has lost 25 straight games against AP top 25 opponents dating back to beating Oregon in 2016.
Yeah, we
So
talked
we're
about
going to pick
we talked about that when they lost to Illinois.
Yeah.
So we're going to pick Indiana for this one, but I am rooting for you guys. I don't think they're
Yeah,
going to
I
pull
hope
it.
you guys win. I just you guys. I told you after the Illinois game, I can't do it anymore.
We're fucking big noon kickoff 2 weeks in a row. So I have to grit and rip it. All right. Because next week we face Ohio State on big noon.
Oh, I know. Seen it.
Let's feel better about myself, eh? We'll go to the other Big Ten ranked matchup. Number 25, Michigan, 1.5 favorite at Illinois in Champaign.
This is literally Michigan versus Michigan. Rob, I'm going to roll with your homies. They didn't let me down against Nebraska. I'm going Illinois. I think Illinois has a great defense. I kind of like their offense. I think they have way more of an offense than Michigan. I think this is low scoring, 23-17 probably type of game. Give me Illinois. Wait, who's the quarterback for you guys right now?
I think it's still Altmaier.
It's still Drew Altmaier.
And you know what? Altmaier, I know that they played a tough game against Penn State, but that's a tough spot there. Altmaier might be a top 3 quarterback in this conference. And give me Illinois. Give me Illinois by 10. I think they win by 10.
All right. Do you want to go next, TA, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I don't think Michigan has it figured out at QB. I think the Alex Orji experiment needs to end sooner rather than later, and I just think Illinois just absolutely destroys them.
I think the other kid's starting this week. The kid that was supposed to start the year but was hurt. Forgot his fucking name.
Either way,
Warren?
yeah.
Yeah, Warren.
I
Yeah, he's not better.
just think they're just going to get dismantled defensively. So I'm going Illinois.
Definitely going to go with Illinois. Tickets as low as $70, which is a lot for the other Memorial Stadium. There's so many Memorial Stadiums.
Big Ten, too.
They're all in the Big Ten. Anyway, that's going to be a fun time. People are going to definitely be up for the game. It's going to be weird for Illinois fans, especially when I was going there. We were like, wait, we're good at football? This is fucking new. But there's enough Michigan fans who hang out and try to piss us off that hopefully Illinois will show up big for the home fans. I think they will. I would love to see a 10-point win. I will take a 3-point win.
We'll go to Rob's other team because I'm still mad. I'm going to go at Louisville.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't go straight to the Miami game after we did the Nebraska game. So
No, I had to warm you up before I fucked you, right?
So what's the score on this?
We're going Miami, Louisville. Number 8, Miami, 4.5-point favorite at Louisville.
You know what? This game might be a little more scary if it was on a Friday or even if it was at night in the Ville. But it's not. It's at 12. And Miami's done – and the conference is coming off a bye, right? They're coming off a bye.
Yeah.
They're going to have their shit together. because now they know they've been scared twice now. They're going to fucking destroy Louisville. They're going to beat Louisville by 17 points here. I'm not worried about this game at all. The Cal game I told you I was worried about. The Valtech game.
Yeah, I was too. I told you that as well.
This game I'm not worried about at all. Miami wins this game by 17 points, and Cam stays up in the Heisman running big time here. So he
Rob, before you go, we have a game in Provo. Ollie Gordon just scored, so it's 7 even midway through the first.
Oh, Ollie. Okay. I see you, dude.
Anyway,
Ollie Gordon, 50-yard run for Ollie.
It's not a game in Oregon because it's 28-0 now.
Yeah. Oof. So
Tyler, who are you taking? Because we know who Rob's taking.
he already took Louisville out of spite.
I already said that. I'm mad. I'm still mad, Rob. I'm taking Louisville. That's how I led with it.
Okay. All right, Rob, give me your analysis.
So the only analysis I have here is tickets are only about $40 in the Ville. So I'm going to go with Johnny's gut on this one. I mean, I was going to pick Miami anyway, but I will say that the last 2 games I said up front, I was really worried about. I was worried about Virginia Tech. I was worried about Cal. You guys didn't believe me for VTech.
No, I said I have a little bit of thoughts for both. Cal more than VTech, though. You're right.
Well, I mean, yeah. So supposedly there is a players-only meeting during the bye, basically trying to take ownership of the team and say, get your shit together, stop fucking around.
All they have to do is tackle, and they're a great team. That's it. That's all they have to do is make a tackle. That's it.
Yeah, and I don't think our tackling is going to be better. So this is the thing, is that I think that our stupid penalties that we get penalized for all the time, and not even by Cam. Like, Ward doesn't ever get fucking penalized for this shit. It's all the other assholes on the team who think that they can be Cam Ward Jr., and then we get flagged 15 yards. If we clean that up, I think we win. I don't think we'll win by 17. I would take a touchdown. Listen, I love the Zombieland celebration.
Best celebration.
But it's that our one fucking receiver every goddamn game gets flagged for 15 yards for unsportsmanlike. Not when he scores, but when he just jaws with the other fucking team. Shut your goddamn mouth.
Colby.
And do your shit, Jacob. Anyway, I think that we'll win by 7. So I'll take that. Well, at least beat the spread. I hope. So Miami.
All right, we go from Louisville to Pullman. Can my Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, a 19.5-point underdog, overcome in Pullman against Wazoo?
You know what? I watched that Boise State game. They were in the game. You know what? Hawaii was in the game, but it was also in Hawaii. I would like to say that they cover here, but I think Washington State wins and Hawaii covers. But I'm taking Washington State.
I'll agree with that exact analysis. Wazoo's tough.
They're going to be going from 85-degree weather last week against Boise to fucking – what is Pullman going to be, 45? 35?
Expected is 58.
Yeah, all right, a little warmer than I thought, but still. It's
a 3:30 kickoff, so that's as warm as it gets in Pullman. So by the end of the game, it'll be 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like your Warriors or no?
No, I gotta go Wazoo.
They did look really good against Boise State, though. I will give you that.
That quarterback, that Schrager guy for Hawaii, really needs to dial it down a few notches when he throws it to people. He zings it in there 60 miles an hour and expects to catch it.
Is Schrader was he from Syracuse?
I've never dug into
Shager. There's no R.
There's no R.
Because I know there was a Schrader from Syracuse because I got rid of McCourt. But I got McCourt. I don't know if he transferred. Okay.
All right, we're going to go to some garbage Big Ten football now. Wisconsin, a 6.5-point favorite at Northwestern in that soccer field by the lake thing.
Wisconsin versus Northwestern. Wisconsin has been looking better and better each week. And I do have my season on NCAA with Northwestern. I'll always love Northwestern. The purple does shine through. Wisconsin wins this game in a rout.
Yeah. Over under is only 41.5. Is that right? That's really low, no?
Well, Northwestern's not going to score, bud.
Yeah, it is 41.5, and that
Like,
is.
I think they might win by 4 touchdowns, and the game is going to be 28-3 or 31-3. So and that's still under.
Oh, fair. All right. I'm definitely going with Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's Wisconsin all the way. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure the Iowa-Michigan State game is like 40 or damn near 39.5. Let me double check that. But
We're not picking that game, right?
we are picking that game.
Come on, man.
Which game?
Iowa, Michigan State.
I'm taking Michigan State.
Yep, and it is at 39.5.
Yeah, but what's the spread on the game?
Michigan.
Iowa.
Yeah, I'm taking
Iowa,
I'm taking Childs and Michigan State, and they're going to win the game at home. 100%. This is an easy win here for Michigan State. Iowa's not that good. Michigan State.
So Iowa's not that good. Michigan State is worse, but I believe they are coming off a bye week. I believe Michigan State's playing at home off a bye week. This is the only unranked team that they're going to be playing. Well, as of right now, for like 6 weeks. Between the 2 weeks where they played Ohio State, then they played Oregon, then they had the bye week, they're playing Iowa. Next week's at Michigan, the week after's Indiana, and the week after that's at Illinois. So, okay, I'll bite. I'll take Michigan State as well. This is the only time they're going to have anything to write home about for their season. So now's the time.
I'll do Michigan State as well. That would be true.
That means Iowa's winning.
Which
Well, it's because he hates Iowa. He can't pick Iowa.
I can't do it. Virginia, 21.5-point dog at Clemson, number 10 in the country.
Do you think Virginia gives them any bit of a fight here?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither.
Nope. Clemson across the board, I assume?
Yeah.
Well, here's what I will say. Virginia is 4-2. They beat Boston College, not that that means anything. They barely lost to Louisville. But for some reason in my head, playing at Clemson is way scarier at a 12 o'clock kickoff than it is any other time. Maybe because it's actually like
Clemson does lose all their games at 12.
Yeah, well, but it's like it actually feels like Death Valley when you're there. When it's fucking noon. You know what I mean? Like when it's the night game, yeah, okay, but it's not as scary. I don't know. It's something about taking a fucking rock from the desert.
Yeah, but when Clemson gets upset at home, like when they did against Syracuse, when they did against Georgia Tech, it's always at the noon kickoff. Always.
True.
But they don't get upset here.
I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Though tickets are as low as $17 if you guys want to go touch a rock from the fucking desert.
No, I'm good.
I'm good there too. NC State, we go to the other Carolina, plus 9.5 at Cal.
I think Cal finally gets their win. They have. This is the last time I'm taking Cal. Cal wins by 100 points here, right? They're going to win by 100 points. There's no reason that they're not. Yeah. They're down to their freshman quarterback. Everybody's hurt for NC State. Cal's actually in losses have looked really. I mean, in the Miami loss, the defense, but whatever. But they've looked good in losses, which is hard to do. And they should have beaten Pittsburgh last week. They should have. Give me Cal. Give me Cal big.
I was gonna say I'm going Cal as well. It's a fun ride, but I'm done after this week with Grayson McCall being out. I think you can pull out the first win here, but I'm done after this. So.
Yeah, if they don't do it this
So-
week, I'm done now.
For sure. So Cal has to win this week. Here's why. Their quality of football they've played has been definitely good enough to win the last 3 weeks. They couldn't beat Florida State. They should have beat Miami, but then again, Cam Ward is Cam Ward, and also, if you want to say the ref, it's fine, whatever. You can't win in fucking Heinz Field if you've never played there before. This is the time where they're going to actually have everything in their favor. They already know where they're playing. It's going to be fucking 74 degrees and beautiful. Like, there's no reason why you can't just dismantle an NC State team that is down bad.
Yeah. First of all, real quick, Go Dogs can suck my balls. They're losing this week. Sorry about that, babe. Anna's commenting Go Dogs in the TikTok.
But I think that Cal's going to win and not even going to beat the spread, though, because they're up, 10? They're going to win by a touchdown.
Yeah, it's 9.5 still. All right,
They're going to win by 7.
Hit the like button. Hit the like. You're not doing anything.
What we're going to do.
Even my wife's asking where JC is. This is how hot he is. Okay? Even she's asking. JC's not here right now, babe. Hit the fucking like. Tell your friends at work to go on and hit the like button because they're just sitting around doing nothing, fucking jerking off. Hit the like button.
They're not jerking off because JC isn't on here.
That's true. Good point. That's a good point, counselor.
People forget.
UCLA plus 6.5 point dog at Rutgers in Piscataway.
Tyler, what's that stat? What is it, 3 and 10?
Yeah, 3 and 10 is the time zone stat now. Traveling more than.
I'm gonna play the odds here, even though Rutgers has not looked good the last couple weeks. UCLA has actually shown signs of life, and they should have won last week. Did they win last week? No, they lost.
Nope.
To Minnesota. They should have won that game. Give me Rutgers. Hit the like.
Definitely going with Rutgers. Let's just say the last thing you want when your body thinks it's 9 a.m. is to get smashed in the face by a fucking run first team over and over and over again.
Yeah, especially when you're going cross country. Yeah. What time's the kickoff?
12.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Rutgers here. I definitely like Rutgers here.
I'm saying nobody is used to getting smashed in the mouth at 9 a.m.
Yeah, no.
One person.
No, maybe Mia Khalifa.
Yeah. I was if this was a 4:00 game, I might have leaned UCLA, but since it's a new kickoff, it's definitely a Rutgers win.
Welcome to the Big Ten, UCLA.
Yep.
God.
Speaking of more garbage, Big Ten, USC a 7.5 point favorite at Maryland.
Didn't they okay, now this is gonna be different because I'm pretty sure that they stayed on the East Coast.
I'm pretty sure they stayed the week somewhere out there.
They stayed the week, I'm pretty sure. Give me USC because they need to get a fucking Big Ten win they need to make a bowl. They have to make a bowl. Maryland's not that great. A lot of new guys and new positions in Maryland this year. Give me USC. They should have won last week. USC.
I'll take USC because Maryland lost to fucking Northwestern, and B, just making sure. Yep, their fucking tight end only has 13 catches for the entire year, so there's no goddamn way they're gonna fucking leave him alone for 20 fucking catches this week. So I'll pick USC.
You going USC? Hey, she sent a heart. Yeah, send more shit. Tell your friends at work, send more shit. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
I'm going USC as well. We're gonna go to wherever the fuck Utah is. TCU plus 7.5 at Utah.
Guys, I need help here. I don't know what to do with this game. These teams are both just the bottom of the middle of the pack of the Big 12. I guess I'm gonna go Utah because it's home, and maybe Isaac Wilson will surprise me. I don't know. I guess I'm going Utah. I don't love it though. I have no analysis. TCU is just a bad team, but I don't know. I'm giving Utah.
I'm going in Luke Wilson we trust because I think you got to go with it now. But I also think Sonny Dykes doesn't know how to fix what's going on with TCU at the moment. So I'm just
I think this was a wash. I don't think he's in trouble getting fired. I think this is just a wash year for TCU.
Yeah, like I think he's just not out to lunch because you can definitely see he's trying, but you can tell he's getting a bit fried from it.
Yeah, I don't think he has the hosses this year.
So all of that is true, but I have a hunch that TCU is going to give Utah a really, really fucking close game. And the reason why is because if nothing else, Utah's quarterback, now that he's the starter, right?
Right.
Hasn't had a great year. I mean, I know he's only played a few games, but still not having a good time.
They've been Hindenburg games. Like we're talking 4 interceptions.
Exactly. And while TCU is not a good team, their quarterback's thrown for 2,000 yards already this season. So I think they're just going to come out and they're going to gas. And maybe they fucking win and maybe they throw fucking 5 interceptions and Utah wins. I don't know. But I don't see this being a sleepy game. And it's at 10:30 at night in Utah. Like, I know it's not Provo 10:30 at night, but I think this is going to be a really good, like, shades of Pac-12 after dark sort of high-scoring affair. And I think that benefits TCU. So I think TCU is going to pull off the upset in a high-scoring affair. Whoever gets the ball last wins sort of thing.
Hey, if it's a 50-point thriller each way and ends in a second overtime, I'm okay with it,
That's what I'm going to go for. I just have a feeling that this should light up the scoreboard.
All right, we're going to go to the SEC because who doesn't love Auburn? 6.5-point dog at number 19, Mizzou.
Johnny, what do you got?
I want to pick Auburn so fucking bad, but I'm gonna take Mizzou because I need wins. But I'm gonna bet Auburn hard, and I'm gonna bet a money line. And I want to bet. I want to bet Auburn so bad, but I think a lot of people are gonna. I'm gonna take Mizzou. I'm gonna take Mizzou, but tomorrow I probably am gonna. I think I'm gonna bet Auburn, but I'll take Mizzou for our picks.
What do you think, TA?
Oh man, like I just want to take Auburn and not get burned by it. And looking at their schedule, it's the spot to take it if I don't want to get burned the rest of the year. So I think I'm going to take it. I'm
Take
going
Auburn?
off. Yeah.
Thank God. Because if you weren't going to do it, I would have to do it. And I don't want to because I think Auburn is garbage.
I do too, but
I know. I get it. Here's the thing, and I'm going to try and channel JC for a second. Here's the thing, guys. I can't quite get the timbre of his voice. Because they already got smacked by Texas A&M. I don't think Mizzou is going to just... I would like to believe that Mizzou is not looking ahead to the Alabama game. Because they just got smacked and then they played UMass. Like, that fucking matters. You know what I mean? Like,
Which just mean they had a bye week last week. They had a bye week with a practice.
Yeah, exactly. They had a tune-up. So like maybe they'll be really trying to hold things close to the best because they haven't really played a lot of good teams this year, 2 ranked teams. But if they've got any surprises, they're not going to pull it out for Auburn probably. But I don't think Auburn's going to run over them like Texas A&M did for rushing touchdowns at all. So I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a nail biter, but I think Missouri will get the crowd behind them and get the victory. And tickets are as low as $69 in Memorial Stadium, of course, in Missouri. So people are coming out for this game. Whether that means anything or not, I don't know. Maybe they'll try to make some sort of fucking joke about, I don't even know what to make of it. Like they did against BC, something about being golden is for Tigers, not for Eagles. I don't know. Whatever stupid thing they did for the front row, they'll do something like that again. That should be enough for Missouri to pull off the win. It will be tight, though. It'll be very close. I don't know if they'll cover.
All right. 3 more games until we get to the games that are actually going to matter. Arizona State plus 2.5 in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's a little better than we thought they were going to be this year, boys.
Fucking called it, all right? Sons of bitches.
But I'm gonna take Leavitt in Arizona State.
Which one you going with, TA?
I'm going at Kenny Dillingham in Arizona State.
Because you want to know why else? I love Scatterbo. Scatterbo is a great fucking running back.
I think Arizona State's a juggernaut that nobody's talking about in the Big 12.
So Cincinnati is a gritty fucking team. They've lost 2 games this year by a combined total of 4 points. And Pitt is no slouch. Texas Tech is no slouch.
Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. Keep fucking liking. Please like, love it. Thank you for the gifts. Go.
We're getting gifts. That's cool. Merry Christmas. So I think it's going to be, I think they're going to lose a tight one to Arizona State like they did against Texas Tech and Pitt, but it's going to be between 1 and 3 points. So that's what I'm going to go with. And they're at 5-6 point favorite.
Yeah.
Man. You guys tell me what that means.
That big of a line jump? Really?
I'm really on Arizona State in this game. I think the combination of Leavitt and Scatterbo and that one receiver is really, really good for them too. I just like Arizona State. I think they're playing good football. They pulled off the upset last week. I'm very high on him. And Dillingham's a good young coach.
Cincinnati's favored by 4.5 points.
4.5 points. So we're all taking the quote unquote underdog here. I think Cincinnati's going to lose another heartbreaker. So.
All right. South Carolina plus 2.5 at Oklahoma in Norman.
Guys, this is the battle of the bottom. This is the battle of who's not as bad as Florida. I think South Carolina wins this game because I think their offense is better, and it's not great, but it's better than Oklahoma's. Oklahoma's offense is fucking putrid. It's putrid. That's the only word that can be described as what it is. It's putrid. South Carolina's defense is okay in spots. I just like Sellers more than I like the freshman. So give me.
Are they sticking with Hawkins?
Yeah, I think they are. Because if they would, they should have went back to Jackson last week if they were going to go back to him.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, TA, go first. I can't think of what to do for this game.
You Rob, you and I dissected how basic the Oklahoma offense has to be with that freshman quarterback.
I know.
And so I'm going. Do you think he would excel against the South Carolina defense? I'm opting for maybe, but I'm staking my claim and going South Carolina.
So, I really like what Venables has done with this defense. Like, I know that it wasn't close against Texas,
But that's
but there
because
is
that's not their defense is not a 31-point defense. Their
well,
offense just can't give them anything. They get no they get no rest. They get no breaks.
a couple stats as well. They kept Ewers to under 200 yards passing, which just give them a fucking crown now. That's insanely good. But second of all,
because they were always in short fields with bad field. I mean, they just couldn't move the ball.
Sure, I know, but I mean, Ewers struggled. Like, he was not having a good time, and I don't know if Sellers is going to do any better. But there was one play where the Texas guy fumbled into the end zone, and nobody from Oklahoma could scoop it up for the touchback, and they pounced on it for a fucking touchdown. You know what I mean? Like, right there, they actually stripped the ball out, did everything they were supposed to do, and still Texas scored a touchdown. It's things like that that just didn't go their way last week. I think it's going to go their way this week. I really do. Tickets for this game, never mind. $21 at Memorial Stadium. So people are clearly like, well, the season's over, everybody go home. I just don't see – I almost feel like South Carolina is going to have that same issue that Purdue had this week. That even though they didn't win, it was enough of a moral victory that this is kind of a letdown spot because they're not even playing a ranked team, right? Oh, okay, we're going to go play Oklahoma, who's been beaten up by every fucking good team in the SEC. I don't know, man. I think Oklahoma's going to pull it off, but it's going to be because of a pick six or a safety or three, like something like that. It's going to be all defense, no offense. It's going to be 6-3. So
you're saying college football players block field goals, block.
Yeah. I think this is going to be like the most SEC game of the year in that it's going to be 6-3 or 13-6 or whatever, and that's the final. And that's what we get for a fucking national championship game. Thanks a lot, Saban. And that's what we're going to get. I think this is going to be that sort of special, in my opinion.
Okay. Tyler, you took South Carolina, right?
I did, yeah. Last of the irrelevance. Colorado plus 4.5 at Arizona.
I know Miller's still out for Colorado, but they do get Hunter and they do get
Horn back.
They get Horn back, and that's huge. I think I like Colorado. You know what? Colorado played really good on defense last week too. They did. I know that one big play at the end of the game, but they played pretty good against Kansas State. I really like Colorado in this game.
What's the over on this game?
It's got to be in the 60s. High 50s.
57.5.
That's what I have.
Yeah, high 50s, 60s, yeah.
Oh, no,
58.
58.
58.
Yep.
This line should be like 108. There should be so many fucking points in this game. Like, it should be insane. Arizona is the team I was talking about last week, where they kept throwing up big numbers in terms of yardage against BYU, and then they get down the field and couldn't score. That's because BYU has a really good red zone D. Like, Fafita ended up with 3 picks, but he was a little spark plug out there. And so as long as he's not stupid enough to throw it at Hunter the entire goddamn time, I mean, he's going to put up 300-400 yards easy. It's going to be him and Shedeur seeing who could throw up more yardage. So I think this should be a really, really entertaining game for the middle slot of the day. We'll go with Colorado. like I said, hype them up. This is a big hype game.
Yeah, I think I like Colorado in the over. I think I like the over too. I think I'll parlay that same game. Colorado in the over. And maybe even parlay that with a Travis Hunter anytime touchdown.
Which one do I go? Like, it's the game within this game is which offense do I want to have let me down worse? Arizona let me down in the past. Colorado let me down last week, but that was all defense.
Yeah, they let you down, but they had their top 3 receivers out.
Colorado, yeah. You talked me off the ledge because, man, Arizona's fucked me just as hard. Anyway,
Arizona's going to win now, so cool.
We're on to some more important games, but we'll talk fraud talk briefly. Number 17, Kansas State, -2.5 in Morgantown, West Virginia.
This is the game that JC said that he liked West Virginia to win, not last week, and he might be right about that. That is what he said.
I said that last week.
That's what you said. Okay, that is what you said. So, Rob, tell me on the fact that why you thought that.
So, Iowa State toughed it out, right?
They did a good job. I think they won.
It was close.
It was a close game for most of the game.
It was. I think Iowa State has a really, really high quality quarterback in Rocco, who has already kind of exercised his demons in terms of, this is a tough game to play, tough place to play, blah, blah, blah. Because he beat Iowa this year. He's already kind of gotten that out of his system. I'm not saying Iowa State's going to win every fucking game, but in terms of that's a tough place to play, I don't think he gives a shit. Okay. I can't say the same thing for the Kansas State quarterback. Now, okay, granted, you managed to beat Colorado in Colorado. That's a tough place to play, but that's not fucking Morgantown. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This is a 7:30 p.m. kickoff in Morgantown.
No, I want West Virginia. No, thank you for telling me that. I want West Virginia at night.
7:30 kickoff in Morgantown. That's nowhere near what the fuck happens in Boulder.
Why would they let West Virginia have a kickoff at 7:30? That's just going to be a fucking disaster.
But they got blasted by BYU in Provo. You know what I mean? Like there is something to be said for very specific, and it was at night, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So very specifically bad places to play. I don't trust Kansas State's quarterback the way that I trust Rocco Beck. So, and West Virginia's hungry. I mean, they're only 3-3. You know what I mean? They lost to Penn State, lost to Pitt, at Pitt, and then they lost at home. Like they're really feeling the shine.
They're right in the Big 12 conversation because they only have one loss.
Right. But they're yes. First of all, Big 12 opponent in West Virginia, always a tough time. But second of all, they kind of lost the shine of Morgantown. This is the time for them to really show up big and say.
Because right now they're 0-2 in big games this year at home. Penn State and last week.
Yep. So this is the last big game they have for the year because the other 2 home games are Baylor and UCF.
Rob, you sold me. I'm on my boys of West Virginia. Let's go.
I called it last week, so I'm gonna stick with it this week. It wasn't like Iowa State blew them out of the water or anything. They just outlasted them. So
I went WVU as well. Well, speaking of Iowa State, we'll go to it. We'll go to Ames. Have UCF 13.5-point dog in Ames at Iowa State.
Iowa State by 20.
How is this only 13?
What, Bob?
This is what I said about Iowa State last week. Like, how is this 13 is fine, but come on, man. Like,
and UCF has gone to their new the different quarterback, haven't they? Haven't they sat KJ?
Have they put him?
I'm pretty sure they benched him. Pretty sure they benched him.
And that line has not moved an inch.
So then, are they going with Jakuri?
Yeah, I'm taking Iowa State big.
Yeah, it doesn't say who's starting. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take Iowa State big. If they decide to bench KJ and they start like Ja'Cory Brown, he's a Miami quarterback who transferred. He runs really well, but he can't throw for shit. He's got a fucking cannon, but who knows where it goes. So that's not the kind of offense you need to keep up with Rocco Becht.
And you said you like Rocco, and Rocco has looked good in some tough spots this year.
And this is at home. I mean, this is a 7:30 kickoff at home. You know what I mean? Like, now tickets are only $35. It's not like tons of people are going to be out there, but I mean, they're undefeated. They were going to want to come out and watch their team play. Like, this should be fun for them. And also, they get a bye after this, so I don't see like a letdown spot for Iowa State. I think they're just going to keep on rolling. I just don't. Yeah, I don't see how. I mean, 13 is a good line, but come on. Like you said, it should be like 30.
All right. We're all on Iowa State. We go from Ames. We go from Ames to Corvallis. UNLV 6.5-point favorite at Oregon State.
Listen, Oregon State is never a very good place to play, but I've absolutely fallen in love with William. I'm a big fan. UNLV is the best team. If your team's not playing, they're the funnest team to watch play. With Williams playing court, I'm UNLV and UNLV big. I love their offense. What is it called? The go-go offense. It's so much fun. I love them. I love them. Give me UNLV.
Yeah, Haj Malik is that guy. We fucking said it.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. I love that he's really fucking exploded too for all the shit, you know, because he was putting up tons of numbers for Campbell, right? But nobody was watching him. I'm really glad that he is just lighting it up already. So, what was I going to say? I was going to make some sort of fucking comment, but I don't need to make a comment. It's going to be a fun game. Oregon State lost narrowly to, what was it, Nevada? So the other fucking team from the same state. It was like 42-37.
Yeah,
like
Nevada's
this is going to be just as fun. Like, it's going to be fucking fireworks. And if the over-under on this is anything less than 80, then they're wrong. It's 59.5. So
I think that this will be a track meet, but I think it's like a 55-35 track meet. I think they win by big points here. But I think that Oregon State will score too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to put up big numbers on both sides. So, yeah, I'm going to go with UNLV as well. Like I said, big fan of Haj Malik even before he threw a pass for them. So, I'm really happy that he's been fun to watch, and that should continue. There's no reason that it won't.
UNLV across the board we go. All right. We're going to go to Atlanta. Georgia, number 12, Notre Dame, 8.5-point favorite at Georgia Tech. Hayes King, who's back this week, I think.
Who wants to go?
Oh, we're waiting for you. What do you mean?
I'll be contrarian. I'm going Georgia Tech.
That's not contrarian. Listen,
that's what I was like. Are you kidding me? That to be contrarian is to pick Notre Dame.
That was not a Here's my analysis, guys. You know I've been right about this team all year. They can't throw the fucking ball. Riley Leonard is fucking pathetic. He's terrible. He can't throw the ball. They need to fire fucking Freeman. He keeps losing 5-star recruits. He's a fucking loser. This team is a bunch of fucking losers. We just lost our left. I think one of our corners just got hurt for the year. We're not a good football team. We're very average. I fully expect Army to beat us as well. This team, Georgia Tech, Haynes King, will run all over this defense. He'll throw.
He's injured. He's still injured. Just FYI, he's still injured.
He's not playing.
He has been. They have already said that he's not going to play. He's considered day to day, but sources say that he will not be playing, and instead it will be Zach Pyron.
Cool. Whoever the fuck Zach Pyron is will throw all over this team. Notre Dame is a terrible team. I will not say that they're a good team until Freeman is fired and Riley Leonard is no longer the quarterback. Love is a fantastic running back. I'll give you that. But Georgia Tech is going to win here because this is the games Notre Dame loses. And because they're fucking losers and they break my heart and we lost to NIU and I will never forgive them ever for this. He needs to be fired. It's a fucking joke. He needs to be fired. And just like Robert Saleh on my Jets, he needs to be fired. He needs to be fired. Ryan Leonard's terrible. He needs to be fired. Take his fucking scholarship away. He's fucking terrible. Thank you very much.
So both of you have picked Georgia Tech then. Right?
Yeah, also Georgia Tech's a pretty good team.
Georgia Tech is a pretty good team. They've been tough all year. I've picked them multiple times, and I've been right pretty much every time. Well, not every time. I was right about them last week anyway. And I was right about them against Duke, so that's fun. I think that Georgia Tech is going to somehow screw it up against Notre Dame. I'm not saying that Notre Dame is going to win the game so much as Georgia Tech will give it to them, because there's something about the fucking golden helmet versus golden helmet bullshit, and they're going to fuck it up somehow, because this is what Georgia Tech does to avoid being an actual good team. Every goddamn year, Georgia Tech does this to me, because I watch them play every year. I'm an ACC guy. I think that this is the one they're going to fuck up. And
thank you for the likes. Thank you for the gifts. Keep going.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, maybe Georgia Tech's going to do just fine in this game and they're going to beat Notre Dame and it's going to be great and they're going to do the fuck up against Miami. I don't fucking know. But they got 3 ranked teams this year left. Right? They've played 5 on their schedule. They beat Florida State, who was 10 in the country at the time. Everybody realizes how stupid that was. They lost to Syracuse, who was ranked at the time, lost to Louisville. They're playing Notre Dame. They're playing Miami in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And then they're playing Georgia at the end of the year. I think somehow they're going to fuck this one up because that's what Georgia Tech does. And they'll end up right around 500, like they always do. So, and rant.
So you are going Georgia Tech with us?
Nope, I'm going with Notre Dame because Georgia Tech's going to fuck it up.
Okay. Well, like you seemed like you were teetering like.
No. Like somehow Georgia Tech is going to lose by 3, not 14.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, we go to the Swamp. Kentucky plus 2.5 in the Swamp in Florida.
I really wish Mertz was playing in this game. I don't think Kentucky's very good. It's in the Swamp. They're coming off a bad loss to Vandy for them at home. Florida's coming off. Actually, it's a letdown. Give me Kentucky. It's a letdown spot for Florida. Because I think after this week, who they have next? They have – yeah, I like – give me Kentucky. I don't like it. I think – I don't know. I hate it, actually. No, give me Florida. No. Boys, give me some help here. Give me some help. Who are we picking in this game?
I'm going Kentucky because I know for a fact Florida will not figure this out.
Yeah, Lagway is not as good as Mertz. Mertz was such a better quarterback than Florida would have been 5. They would have stopped the 2 quarterback bullshit system. They would have had 2 more wins, I think.
Because you gotta say, even Florida fans have to say Mertz was the better QB by a mile.
Rob, who you taking?
So
thank you for the
I really hate this. Well, I really hate this because I'm not a big fan of Kentucky, but I despise Florida and Florida fans. And Mertz was an infinitely better quarterback than Lagway has been. And also that loss to Tennessee was just pathetic. They had so many. I mean, Lagway stepped up and scored a touchdown to force overtime. Cool beans. And then immediately in overtime, horrible execution. Couldn't even get a field goal off.
Yeah,
And
fuck
Tennessee
Billy
scored right.
Napier. Give me Kentucky, and Billy Napier gets fired after the game. Because
Well, so I say all that. I say all that to say, I'll bet you that Lagway somehow goes off because he'll have an entire fucking game to play for once instead of having to split time. And then he'll get annihilated by Georgia and Texas and LSU and Ole Miss.
It's bad for both quarterbacks. Like I think Mertz was better. I think we all agree with that. But even for him, like no one can get in a rhythm. There's no rhythm.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. So I think somehow in the very contrary Florida way that all this shit seems to work out. Again, this is me going off of my gut instinct. I'm going to say Florida wins this game against Kentucky and then gets absolutely annihilated the rest of the year and may not even have a quarterback by the time they play Florida State. That's what
Okay, fair enough.
So
because I can easily see them winning this, right? Getting to 4 wins, so they're 4-3. And then maybe somehow, if we only beat Ole Miss or if we beat Florida State to be bowl eligible, and then they'll fuck it up again. Like this is the typical thing that happens. So I think Kentucky, this is the spot where Lagway with an entire fucking game wins it in the fourth quarter for them.
So Florida, you're going with.
I'm going to go with Florida. I hate everything I just said. Florida.
Got it. All right, we're down to 3 LSEC games. We're going with number 8 LSU, 2.5-point favorite at Arkansas.
Boys, I don't want to disappoint our LSU fan base, which we have a lot of now because of that video. Thank you for blowing the video up on TikTok, LSU. We really appreciate it. This is a letdown spot, like of all letdown spots.
Mm-hmm.
Do I trust Sam Pittman, though, to win a big game? I'll let you guys go. Go ahead.
I do not trust Sam Pittman to win a big game. I'm going LSU. God, I'm going to regret it.
But he already won a big game. He literally beat Tennessee, got a bye week, and now is playing LSU at home. How can we think he can't win a big game?
Because that's the first time he's ever done it. Listen, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn every now and again. So
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree at all with what you just said. But he just did it, got a bye week, and now is going to do it again against LSU. Like that's how this works.
See, with that right there, Rob, you just sold me. You just sold me right there. LSU by a mile because I don't trust Sam Fatboy Pittman to fucking win 2 back-to-back big games. No fucking chance.
He can't do it. He's never done it when he's
Give me Brian Kelly. Have this team dialed in. Nussmeier played great in the fucking overtime or the fourth quarter and overtime. Give me LSU. LSU, go Tigers. Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
Let me just take a look here.
Set this shit off, Lil Boosie. Let's go. LSU, go Tigers.
Such a panderer.
I'm not trying to pander. I was really trying, but if it was anybody with Sam Pittman, I can't have that fat fuck is not winning 2 straight games in a row. Big game. No chance in hell.
All right. I am going to pick Arkansas. Sorry, boys.
No, that's fine.
And sorry, all of our new fans. I'm going to do it not because I think he is a great coach, but because that's what makes fucking sense. That makes so much fucking sense. Big letdown spot, coming out of the bye, playing at Arkansas.
But wait, isn't Green still hurt?
Well, let's take a look.
I think the quarterback's still hurt. I think Green's still hurt.
That's not a deal breaker for me.
We have no news on him at all.
Yeah, I'm taking LSU. Go Tigers. Little Boosie, set this bitch off. Let's fucking go. Let's ride. LSU Nation. Let's go, baby.
All right. Number 7, Alabama. 2.5-point favorite at number 11, Tennessee. Does Nico figure it out?
Boys, who's going to be smoking cigars this year? 2 years ago at Tennessee, it was Tennessee. Last year, it was Alabama. Who's going to be smoking cigars this year, boys? I'm going to give you – you guys want to hear mine first? Because I told you I would give you something in there.
Yeah, you said you had something for us.
Oh, this is what I have for you in this game. Tennessee has looked pretty bad on offense lately, right? Yes. Agreed?
Very much so.
but they've won. They did lose that game to Arkansas, understandable. But then they did squeak by last week and the week before that, or the 2 weeks before that. I think they were holding out. I think the offense gets unleashed here. I think they were waiting for this Bama game to show other things, to do other things. I think they were playing. They weren't giving their A game. I think they were showing their B and C material. I love Tennessee here, and I love them to win this game outright. And I think they win this game maybe by 2 scores. I think their defense. I think the most trusted side on this game is Tennessee's defense, and I can't trust Alabama's defense because they get fucking gashed like fucking Swiss cheese. I think Nico comes out and has a great game at home. I think he has a fan base behind him. I think that their game plan is going to be a lot more open up in this game, and I think that Heupel pulls it out. I think they win by 2 scores. I like Tennessee. That's what I have for you on this one, boys.
Really good reasoning. Like all of it. T, what do you got?
I'm going with Alabama. Seeing Nico, I don't think Nico has it figured out. I don't think they've held back. I think they've unleashed what they could out. I think Nico and Josh Heupel. I think we've seen the best that we're going to get out of Tennessee for this year. And I think this is a perfect clapback spot for Alabama. So I'm going with Bama.
So, what I saw. What? I'm sorry. I'm still on the fucking Arkansas game. Anyway, from what I saw in that Tennessee game against Florida, I guess they were playing vanilla. I don't really think they were. I think that
I don't either.
Yeah, I think that
I am worried about the offensive line issues. I am a little worried, but I think Heupel dials some shit up, boys. I really do.
Well, you know what it is. Here's the saving grace for Johnny here. Alabama's defense is so fucking undisciplined. It boggles my mind how ill-disciplined they are. Like, it's nuts. They do stupid shit all the time. They fall for every goddamn fake in the book. But Tennessee has played such a vanilla offense, and even when they're trying to do misdirection stuff, like Nico's not really selling it, you know? And maybe that's on purpose, right? Maybe that's just, it's not because he's a freshman, it's because Heupel's been like, no, just very bland, very vanilla, you know, pretend like you don't know shit.
Rob, give me right here. Which team, the 4 teams, which team do you trust the most on the field? Alabama's defense, Tennessee's defense, Alabama's offense, Tennessee's offense. Who do you trust the most?
God. So I would have said Tennessee's defense. I still probably have to go with Tennessee's defense. But they looked not that strong, against Arkansas. I mean, fine, whatever. They only gave up 19 points. But in Florida, they only gave up 17. I just don't see them. This is the part that I'm getting to, Johnny. I don't see Nico and that offense, as of right now, scoring more than 3 times. Total. Like, that includes field goals. That includes anything. Like scoring plays. I think they get 3.
Yeah.
I think they get 3 the whole game against that Alabama defense, unless they pull out some trickery, right? If this is what they've been waiting for, they've been waiting for the trickeration. Now is the time they're going to pull it out. Okay, fair enough. Reasonable. It's going to have to be mind-blowing, bro. It's going to have to be mind-blowing. And then they're going to have to basically say, we're losing to Georgia because we've shown everything we got. We're doing it against Alabama and fuck the rest of the season. That's really what it comes down to. So I'm gonna go with, if the game is on the line, you know who I want the ball in the hands of?
Jalen.
Jalen Milroe. I don't want it in the hands of Nico.
Yeah.
Not right now. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. But right now, I'm putting it in the hands of Jalen Milroe, and it's going to be a 3-point victory, or it goes to overtime, some bullshit. I think that's where we're going to be at. So I'm going to go with Alabama by the smallest margin.
I like what you have to say. I'm not going to switch my pick, but you almost sold me on it.
It's so close. It's going to be like by the tiniest of margins, in my opinion, unless if Heupel blows him out, it's because he's been holding back this whole fucking season. He's been trolling Alabama for 6 weeks, and he's basically said, yep, that's cool. Kentucky and Mississippi, we're going to keep throwing it at them. We're going to blow them out of the water, and then we're going to lose to Georgia at Georgia. That's what we decided we're going to do this year.
And I'm essentially staking the claim that Alabama's defense, as undisciplined as they are, can still not put Tennessee's offense into a rhythm the whole game. And I'm staking my claim on that.
Is that the last big game?
No, we got the battle of the Saban descendants. Number 5 Georgia plus 3.5 at number 1 Texas in Austin.
Beck is not really that impressive, guys.
He is not.
Georgia doesn't really do. I don't want to fall into the public here and just be like every other public guy that's going to pick. But I think Texas wins this game by 2 scores, and I don't want to be like a dick about it. I don't want to feel like I'm being stupid about it, but what has Georgia's offense done that can he's so inconsistent. The running game's not great. The playmakers aren't playmaking. Their defense is very average. Texas
Also ill-disciplined.
Texas played their best defense they probably played last week was against Oklahoma, which I think just has a better defense than Georgia. And yeah, I know you said under 200 yards, but they still put up 31 points against a fucking really, really, really good defense. And I just trust Texas's offense and Texas's give me Texas, and maybe that's a fucking base bitch pick, but I like Texas.
Nope, I'm going that route too. I'm going Texas.
Yeah, I was so unimpressed with Georgia's defense last week. Up until now, I've been unimpressed with Carson Beck because I don't think that he's particularly strong.
That and in the Alabama game, they give up all those points early. They're just not a good defense.
But here's the thing, right? Is that they gave up all those points big, and that was really shocking. It was more shocking to me that they gave up 31 points to Mississippi State.
Yeah, one was
it was tight.
Even with the trash touchdown, they still gave up 24 points.
But that's so. Mississippi State only scored 10 points in the first half. Fine. Come out in the second half, throw up 14 points right away. I don't know, man. And some of the passes that they let go were, it wasn't oh, okay, that was Ryan Williams, burning you. It was some fucking true freshman from Mississippi State who might have been a 3-star. You know what I mean?
Maybe they were overlooking the game. Maybe.
Probably, but they just fucking let him run by them. You know what I mean? It wasn't like wide open, nobody around him for about 10 yards.
Right.
Twice on the same drive. So just unbelievable. So, that really shocked me because I don't expect that from Georgia's defense at all. Now, do I think Ewers is going to fucking light him up? Probably not. But he doesn't have to, right? I don't know.
He just has to do serviceable drives.
So we're all going to be on UT?
Yep.
I'm going to go with it. Not going to be happy about it, but we're going to go with it. I don't think Texas is this dominant team, but Georgia has looked soft. Alabama's looked soft. Fucking Penn State, dear God, looks soft. There's no top 5 team that I'm just oh no, they've got this. Even Oregon and fucking Ohio State, they don't look soft. They at least look, respectable. But I think those three teams, the Texas, Ohio State, and Oregon, are three like solid all around teams, strong teams, and then everybody else is like, what the fuck are we doing? So,
All right, Texas.
and I think Georgia's one of those what the fuck are we doing teams. So I don't think they can beat Texas at Texas. Maybe if it was in Georgia, but not in Texas.
Is that it?
That's it.
That should be the big one.
All right, boys. That's our show for the Spiked College Football Week 8. Thank you very much for the likes and the gifts and everything else. And thank you for joining us. Tyler, how many people did we have watching on the other platforms?
About 15 in total, doing quick math here.
Not bad. We will be live streaming all day tomorrow. So please come join us. Follow us on the TikTok, Spiked College Football. Follow us on Instagram, Spiked_college_football. Follow us on Twitter, Spike CFB 88, I think. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Hit the like button. We really appreciate it, guys. We really, again, we want to thank all the LSU fans for blowing that video up of them just going nuts against last week with Little Boosie song. That really helped us out, guys. We went from this is our 5th year. We've had a couple people, loyal listeners, but now like you guys blew us up out of the water, and it really does mean a lot to us to have a video with like 1.5 million views and over like 300,000 likes on our thing is we were very humbled and very happy, and that means a lot to us because we just really appreciate it because we love ball, we love talking ball, and it's awesome that you guys did that for us. So we really do appreciate it. Anything else you guys want to say?
Thank you for the 2,600 people that's watched us do it for 11 hours on Saturday.
We appreciate you guys always coming in and watching. We'll stream as much as we can, do as much as we can. I'll be coming on live more and more. This is our first ever live on TikTok, so we'll see how that went. And we really appreciate it. And as always, guys, there's one thing we do at Spiked College Football. We keep it Spiked.